Sound. Sirens fade up to full volume, cut off by recorder click. Agent East. Oh, this? No. I'm just keeping an audio log, miss.
Oh, you mean so you can turn that one in, or is it like notes?
That's the mother. Yes. It's kind of way that I take notes that I can type up my report later. He can't type because he can't think a cohesive sentence.
Oh, that's just a bit odd. The other police officers just had a pen and pad.
Stop living in the past, old lady. The future is now.
Yeah, I'm a bit too lazy for the pen and pad. And besides, miss, I'm not the police. Agent Marcus East, FBI, remember?
Yes, so much more well-mannered than the police, too.
Yeah, I got blood all over the front door!
Well, thank you, miss. I appreciate that. But I'm afraid we need to be getting to the darker part of this conversation.
Of course.
It's slowly morphing into Morgan Freeman, which was not my intention to begin.
You're doing an Morgan Freeman MSRR?
Yeah, I was going for I was just going for like a very, very boring governmental type, but it's slowly turning into. I'll try and pull that back a bit.
It's me, Morgan Freeman.
Yeah. Well, life site. I was going for a boring government type. You want to mute that?
Yes.
Yeah.
Of course!
I'll try to make this quick, but for my recording and to confirm with you, I'm just going to go over the police reports here. Sound, papers flipping. Back.
Do you just love making noise, don't you?
I mean, fully.
I got fucking Stomp over here.
Man, fuck Stomp. I can't wait to go and watch Sub Bangs a Lot in this migraine orchestra for 3 hours. Break-in at 322, one word. Wilshire Boulevard. But it seems that all valuables are accounted for. No missing electronics. Jewelry. Was that right?
That's right, but there was a small amount of cash taken from the drawer in our bedrooms. $80, I think.
Also a dead person. I don't want to, bury the leads. Someone's dead here.
But I really want that $80 back.
Yeah.
Right. And of course, I'm sorry to bring this up again, but I have to confirm. We have 3 victims. Homicide. 2 are officers from the local police department responding to the 911 call that was placed by the victim. Victoria Brandt, who was babysitting for you on that night.
Yes. She would babysit for us when we would go out of town on weekends or to our sessions.
Begins to sob.
Is that code for stuff? I don't want to get into your personal business or the way your husband seems to limp.
Thank you, miss. I'm so sorry. We'll move on. Your son, thankfully, completely unharmed, thank God. Was that right?
Yes.
Yes.
I mean, you saw him.
He just talks like an imbecile, even without me doing the silly voice.
Yeah, your silly voice is not like, hello, I'm half asleep and I'm about to... is that you're so close to the... I'm thinking you can do a mukbang or something. Can you step away from the mic, please?
No, because he's not going to pick it up if it's any further back.
But yes, he's fine.
And the only thing they found was a note with Miss Brandt. Jeff, if you're reading this, know that no matter how many innocent victims you claim, or how much innocent blood you shed, I'm still coming for you in the end.
Why did they leave... Okay, so that's a note written by Jeff. Why did she leave that behind at the scene of the crime? That Jeff has left!
Yeah.
He's never going to find that note.
I know they say the criminal always comes back to the scene of the crime, but I don't think the serial killer's going to come back. Because he sticks out to us. Apparently not the people on this street.
Oh my God.
All of the men and women you saw... I'm changing the voice up a bit just because it's putting me to sleep. I went way too boring with the voice. All of the men and women you so viciously slaughtered and disemboweled. I never did like you, you greasy-headed, grinning, smug, ignorant son of a bitch. My black eyes may look like I'm void of vision.
You sounded more like Morgan Freeman. Jeff versus Morgan Freeman.
But I'm not stupid. Just remember, the night that you creep into a poor girl's bedroom, you're gonna fall head over heels down the fucking stairs, with your guts caught on the broken glass of the window that I smashed you into.
What?
Jeff was sent to prison. He tried to fight off the sisters, but he was brutally buggered like the Joker.
And then he stopped being Jeff the Killer and everything was fine. What kind of fucking message is that?
Oh my god.
The hell is wrong with that movie?
I'm just saying the same thing.
All the Joker needed was a savage bumming to snap out of it.
Yeah.
Oh, if only Batman had sodomized him, it'd have saved so many people.
I mean, to be fair, Joker's asked, like, that's all Joker wants from Batman, really, if you look at it.
Yeah.
It's like, you've got me buggered, Batman.
Joker, for God's sake, Joker, put the gun down and stop wearing the assless chaps to these.
So once, like, Nathan and I were really bored watching Batman Forever. We were like day drinking watching Batman Forever, and we started this because if you haven't seen Batman Forever, basically there is a subplot where Nicole Kidman is like in love with the sort of fetishistic side of Batman and like the rubber muscles and everything. And we were like, this is getting really weird. So we just got into this idea of Batman just being a pervert. You're like, hey, doctor, how about you lay down and I like fuck you with my foot? Just like, what? Batman is... Oh, no, was that not... Were you not... No, it doesn't matter. It was stupid.
Unless...
Smoke bomb!
Yes.
What was his plan again? He was going to, like, make them watch Super TV and it would take over the world or something? What was it again?
No, it was to... for the Illuminati, kill a bunch of people... And he got a film career. Oh no, sorry, the character.
Yeah.
Sorry.
I was gonna say, like, one of my favourite lines from the movie though is just where the guy in the most brilliant voice possible at the beginning is like, "Oh, it's boiling acid."
So Two-Face. Did you deposit the boiling acid and then still, or does this bank just have boiling acid in the safe deposit box?
It's a bank in London.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Tonight, when I reach you, evil will battle evil. Winner kills all, and the only one who will not get out alive is you. That's great tough talk, honestly. I mean, Muhammad Ali, eat your fucking heart out.
Yeah.
This is tough guy talk.
Also,
I'm
once
coming
again,
for you.
like, this is the note left behind after he's been here.
Yeah.
Yeah, float like a butterfly, my dog stepped on a bee.
I'm coming for you. Signed, Jane, the killer. Miss, do you know Jeff? Is that a friend? Someone you've seen around the neighborhood? A name from somewhere in this town? Miss Brandt's boyfriend, perhaps? I, the FBI agent, haven't pieced together that the prolific serial killer Jeff the Killer is being referenced in a note at a murder scene that is signed by someone who also has the killer in their name.
Yep.
I work at the FBI.
It might not be the Federal Bureau of Investigation. It might be something else entirely.
Oh, the Federal Biscuit Inspector.
Yeah.
Not at all. I don't know a Jane either.
Of course. But I'm sure that the previous officers... See, the thing is, because it's a play, all the names are written in capitals, even when in dialogue. So it's just funny. Got any information about Jane? I'm going to stop yelling there, about Jane. Have you seen anyone that might have been Jeff leaving the house? Heard from a neighbor where the man might be headed. It's now turning into American Michael Caine. It's a really unusual voice. I have no control.
I had the obvious clue, and I just threw it away.
It's like the voice is now in control. Like I don't have control of it anymore.
I like once again. There's like everyone in this neighborhood just like did you notice anyone? Like no, we got here after the murder.
I know.
Did you spot anyone? No, we weren't here for the murder.
I didn't see anyone fleeing the scene. No, if that's
No. Agent East, shouldn't you be more concerned with who wrote the note than who it was for?
Not really. No, at this point, I think finding the murderer should be priority number one.
Rather than, like, someone came along and then left it afterwards. Like, that seems, like, not his fucking pen pal.
It says in parentheses small now, so... Right you are. Right. You see, we've been tracking a son of a bitch named Jeff. Almost had him, too. But like an idiot, I thought to let him wander a bit too far. And then
What the fuck does that mean?
Like this happens. If there wasn't anything else, miss, maybe I should
Agent East, please.
Thanks for jumping straight in there, Gemma, to interrupt me.
Agent East, please. You have to find these people. This person, this murderer. 3 people died in my home, and God knows what he did to my baby.
Sound baby crying.
He's just Jeff the Killer. He's not the guy from the fucking
Lost Prophets.
Yeah.
I just jumped straight in there, as I already knew. This is what he's done to my baby. I was just like, we were all thinking it.
Also, you can totally edit me jumping in there really quickly in post.
Not good. I'm leaving in the pause. Ma'am, please. I assure you I've been following Jeff for a while now. I'm going to find the son of a bitch.
I'm sorry. He's been crying so often since last night.
Okay, from context, I assume you mean the baby, but it sounded like you meant Jeff. May I?
Thank you for letting me know where he is. He's the baby in the basement.
Mama's gonna buy you a mockingbird. Voice drifts back and forth between Jane and Agent East.
What?
If that mockingbird won't sing, Mama's gonna buy you a diamond ring. Humming.
What? How did you sound like 2 people?
The baby quiets down. That should be everything I need, miss. And don't go to sleep.
Again.
You might not wake up.
Oh, so...
What the fuck is happening?
So was Agent East Jane the whole
Yeah,
time?
is she gonna write rip? Is it like Mission Impossible Mask or some shit like that? Like, okay, so this is supposed to be like a screenplay or some shit, isn't it?
It's an audio play. Yeah.
Audio play. So, in addition to it being dog shit, it's also confusing.
Mm-hmm. Scene 6, Thursday. Wind. Narrator. A light rain began to fall as the night time was quickly approaching. The wind and splashing from passing cars helped to clean off the now once again stained hoodie. The caked blood leaked off his clothing with the rain as it grew heavier and formed a small river of red behind him.
Not conspicuous at all.
Just blends right in, this guy. He could be anywhere. The feeling that had begun so long ago was gone for now, but he knew it would be back soon. He could only think clearly for a short while. Long enough for the pieces to start falling into place. This woman from the bar that knew his name, the hooker from the hotel that knocked him out, wasn't that his brother?
Yeah.
The odd note that he found in the baby's room. Who could be following him? And if they really hated him so much... You really hate me that bad? If they really hated him so much, why didn't they kill him already?
Okay, so... Right, so we assumed that Jane came by and left the note there. But Jane somehow knew that Jeff was going to go into this one household and leave a note. So she's also superpowers.
I can't resist it any longer, guys. It's calling to me like the Green Goblin mask.
Don't do it.
So Jeff speaks here, guys, and...
Don't do it.
Do it!
Don't do it.
Do it!
Don't do it. We're the angel and the devil on the shoulders.
Do it!
No, I get it. I understand the bit.
You see, Jacob, in some fictional accounts, the conscience is represented.
I know. Hey, where's the other guy? Fuck. Who the fuck is Jane?
Yes.
Okay. No. I can do this. I can get through the rest of the story. The feeling was inching back into his mind.
Jacob, the flat cap.
The flat cap on
Flat cap.
It's the kestrel calling to me from outside. Like the raven.
Jacob, think of Lenore down the pub.
I was thinking it's just the raven, it's the kestrel.
You know, Lenore, the one with the big jobblies down the pub.
Yeah, it's, instead of a volume of ancient lore, I'm just perusing the lyric booklet in my Arctic Monkeys CDs. Just fucking open up some walnut whips, man. Don't even worry about it.
Yeah. Don't mind me.
Just sit there and eat 2 quiches.
Bewildering them.
The feeling was inching back into his mind. More violence.
Inch.
More blood. He wouldn't be able to think soon. His hands returned to his pockets, the edge of the knife that he had already cleaned and sharpened to a razor's edge. The feeling will be too much soon. Okay, present tense, future tense, whatever. He needed, past tense, help, and maybe now there was finally someone who could help him. Jeff needed to return back home. The light rain had picked up to a thunderstorm by the time Jeff reached his old house at the edge of town. a crack of thunder, and a shatter of glass. Jeff was in the house.
Start a party!
Jeff was in the house.
Look, Party Rock cannot find the house. Will you guide him? And now on the screen, what we need is one of those like little maze things they put on the back of cereal boxes for kids.
Yes.
And one of them has a house at the end, and the others just have like scary spiders. And you've got to guide Party Rock to the house. If I remember to do that, that's going to be really funny.
Yes.
The sound of rain outside echoed through the broken window and into the house.
Do you think the super competent FBI maybe set up a watch or something in places and locations that Jeff has been known to frequent, like his old house?
Okay, so we've reached a point now with Lou in the story.
Mm-hmm.
Now, I'm not sure what to do about the Lou voice. Hey, Jeff! Ha! I should have known you'd come back if I waited. I almost thought you'd stop caring. That's how Lou sounded, right?
Yeah, that's a new Lou.
Yeah, fuck it. Jeff turned around, and before he could say anything, Lou took a trophy off the shelf, and a wet crack rang through Jeff's ears.
Sound, wet crack.
And then now Lou speaking, you go to sleep. Jeff's world went black. Jeff woke up in a living room full of industrial tools and assorted drills, knives, and hammers.
Oh my.
The room seemed to have been built like a class for anyone who wanted to go into carpentry.
Okay.
I gotta fight it. Alright. Jeff. Where the hell am I? I've been waiting for a long time for this, Jeff.
I like how Jane is evolved into Mike.
Michael.
Mike Trout.
Walter. You didn't hand in your paperwork, Walter. Put your dick away, Wazowski.
My favourite line from Monsters Inc.
Walter.
Mike, Wazowski, put your dick away. You always come to work with an owl. It's how I scare the children. The original pitch for Monsters Inc. It's just they show up in the kids' wardrobe with their dick out, then they scream.
Anyway, Mike Wazowski eventually did have to leave the Mr. Beast channel. That's staying in.
Yep.
Fuck Mr. Beast.
Lou responded, but it wasn't in his male voice. It was a female voice. Yeah, I know, I just did the thing. Jeff saw as Lou's features evaporated from his face, peeling off of him in a thick cloud of smoke. The young male's skinny frame transformed into the luscious curves of a woman.
I'm right with one hand now.
Yeah, not keen on this. The luscious curves of a woman in a tight black dress with oddly only solid black orbs for eyes. Pouted lips smirked at him with a familiar teasing smile.
It's me, Lou. I had a sex change. I feel more pretty this way. Oh, God, even Jeff, the killer's gone woke these days. I may be a merciless killer, but I respect people's pronouns. I think you're taking the wrong message away from... You know what? Fuck it, I don't care anymore.
Now Jeff, shouting, "You're the bitch from the bar!" Narrator. Jane turned on a utility light, gripped it, and turned it towards herself. Her skin was pale like a corpse and contrasted by the curled raven hair that fell into her mid-back. It was just... this is just simping. In a way, she was a beautiful woman.
Simping, don't give up Luffy. Simping, don't give up Zolo.
But the air around her seemed to be as ugly and dark as the aura that surrounded Jeff.
You know, it'd be really funny if he does, like, if it turns out that, who are you? Like, oh, it's me, Jane. Like, I've never met you before. Like,
I told you I'd be coming for you in the end. Oh, and did I mention your brother fit me like a glove? Gross. So did. And then Margaret's voice, you're wrong, your mother. And Peter's voice, you are father. Jane's voice again, the paper boy. But your features. I'll be glad to peel the skin off your face, Jeffrey. Finally bring your little rampage to an end, evil chuckle.
You fucking skinwalker. What?
Evil chuckle.
Finally bring your rampage to an end, evil chuckle.
She's like...
Which chuckle brother is he talking about?
No, the boom mic's in shot.
Really, now? And why would you... Why? Sorry, you said why? I'll tell you why, you little...
Tell me why.
I'm stuck here as a virgin with rage.
Tell me why.
I so need a cute girl my age.
Tell me why.
I never wanna hear you say I have a boyfriend.
I still remember the first time I ever heard that. I thought it was a parody song.
Well, I mean, I guess it was in a way. Why? Why? I'll tell you why, you little piece of shit. A little town called Bellevue, Illinois. Remember it? Oh, right, you're a psychotic fuck! I guess you don't. So let me remind you. 11 years. I've been searching for you for 11 fucking years. Wait, Jeff's been at large for 11 years. One, he hasn't died of his wounds, and two, he's not been caught.
I thought you said
We've been over this like it's the FBI.
Yeah.
I thought you said he was that large. So I was like...
Jeff's been that large for... Yeah. It's just...
Well, he never mentioned also Jeff the Killer, most prolific obese serial killer.
Yeah, see,
He gets away with his little rascal.
Every murder, he rewards himself one calzone. Since I was 10, since you told my parents to go to sleep, since you overlooked my room, since I mopped up the fucking blood. Jeff, laughing. Sick, psychotic fuck. You're right. I don't remember a single second of it. You see, when Jeff the Killer graced your house, it was the most important day of your life. But to him, it was Wednesday.
It's too bad that, Raj Ulis is dead. He could have played him in the film.
Yeah.
When this clearly goes to the top.
You're gonna regret everything you've done to me. Sound, knife cut.
Sound, like...
knife cut. Jeff continues
Knife cut,
to laugh.
knife cut.
You missed my throat. My face has plenty of holes in it, as is.
That's called nose hole, mouth.
Poor Jane, the murderer. Her parents are dead, and she's still going to bitch and whine with her little knife. Fuck you. Where do you get off calling me a... Please.
I get off all the time. I've got an erection. Look at it.
That little smoke and mirrors trick. You don't do what I do without seeing some shit, lady. Demons. Monsters. Tall motherfuckers in the woods.
Oh my god, is it?
It's all canon, apparently. It comes with the territory. Pathetic little teenager.
Yes, I'm sure many serial killers have run into the fucking Slender Man.
Makes a deal with the devil. And that kind of deal doesn't come cheap. You need blood. A lot of blood. The blood leaking out of Jeff's mouth dripped onto his chest and arms, granting him just enough wiggle room to split his hands out of the restraints and vaulted his foot into Jane's stomach.
Okay.
He did it so quickly he went back in time.
So, you've cut my face, and you've cut my face, and I've got a little bit of blood on my chest. This is giving me wiggle room to unlatch my hat.
Yeah.
What series of events happens? Like, if she stabbed him in the shoulder or something, maybe.
Who cares? Honestly, Matt, who gives a shit? We're close to
But
the
this
end
isn't
now.
a very good story, Jacob.
No, oddly enough, no, it
It's
isn't.
weird.
No, it's really, really bad. Like...
Before she could move to pick herself up, Jeff continued the brutal assault by throwing the wooden chair itself at her. Why do you suppose I just... So, tell me, why do you suppose I just threw that fucking stool at your head?
Yes.
Right, so also, he didn't... So he managed to get his arm free and kick her, and then he's still tied to the chair, so he threw himself at her in the chair.
Him throwing the chair at me just made me think of something, Matt. It was just us interviewing for a fourth host, and they're just like, oh, so what's the environment like? He was like, well, have you seen the movie Whiplash? I'm like, no. Well, this is going to all seem very new to you.
Yeah.
We were doing that bit at work the other day. It was like, well, Marcus, was your boat late or was it early? I was like, I don't know. Don't fuck with me. Throwing the wooden chair itself at her. Then why do you suppose I threw that fucking chair at your head? Breaking it over her back. An act that would have crippled a lesser woman.
You mean a low-value woman.
I like your playpen, Jane. Sound. Jane screaming and the sounds of scrambling as she's dragged.
It goes to show how I need my glasses, because I read that as the sounds of scrambled egg. Like...
Taking a fistful of Jane's hair, Jeff began dragging her to a wooden table at the edge of the room. In her daze, her only thoughts were that this didn't go as she had envisioned it for so many years. Her only thought was to panic. Really?
You could have caught me at a better time. Really, you couldn't have caught me at a better time. I've been so hungry for this and your blood since I saw you in the bar.
As he forced her arm in place, Jeff couldn't help be marvel at how it just
help but be marvel.
A bunch of terrible fucking jokes the whole time.
She's
Start
right
quivering.
behind me, isn't she?
They fly now. Jeff couldn't help be marvel at how her arm seemed to be made for the metal vice. It fit perfectly, almost like it was made for this from the start. Sound, crunch of bones and a scream. The sound of snapping bones and torn muscle from woman's wrist echoed through the home. Jane frantically griped in all directions, reaching for a tool of some kind, anything she can use to escape the unbearable pain.
I really don't like this. I'm griping.
The first handle that she can find.
Wait, is this person, gotten worse?
Yeah.
It's just, like...
Gemma, that tends to happen if you drink cough syrup while you write.
So she charged money to the first item she could find.
She camps her hand on and swings with all her strength at Jeff's legs. Sound crunch.
So Jane just threw a camping site at Jeff's legs.
We're just fucking around with tenses all over the place here.
And just camps.
Jeff fell to the ground from his shattered bone. Bewildered, Jane inspects the hammer. See, she can't win this fight because present Jane is fighting past Jeff.
Yeah.
So it's a war she can't win. She now has clamped tightly with her left hand. Wonder quickly gave way to pain as she was snapped back to reality.
Oops, there goes gravity.
It sounds like she was snapped back to the past tense.
Yeah.
Jane desperately clawed at the vice, untwisting it as quickly as she could to free her mangled hand. She stared at the now useless appendage. The device had applied so much pressure that it split the skin and crushed every bone, leaving her wrist feeling like a broken balloon full of jello. Jeff, laugh, cough.
Fucking bitch.
Sound, drill noise, wet blood, Jeff scream.
Die, you bastard, die! I'm gonna rip your fucking heart out and ram it right down your throat, you dirty whore!
Sound, wind picking up, thunder, fire, change to music, something's wrong. Cool, never mind. Who gives a shit?
Self-awareness.
Blood leaked from the walls, more than should have been possible to be in Jeff's body.
Okay.
The thunderstorm outside the walls of the house churned the skies above, the clouds forming an opening. These were no longer two people. They were demons, at war with one another, one in the present and another in the past.
Go to hell!
A stray bolt of lightning ignited the attic of the old home. The walls transformed from dripping blood to a putrid-smelling inferno. Jane stepped back from Jeff's twitching body, leaving him broken in a pool.
Don't go to sleep, Jeff. I need you awake for this.
Jeff picked himself shaking off the ground. Putting pressure on his leg caused a sickening crack. The pain from it was blinding, but not as blinding as the feeling was at this point. Fuck the tools, the power tools, the saw, the hammers. Nothing would satisfy Jeff like this would. He withdrew the knife from his pocket.
Oh, I'm not going anywhere. You took my life, Jeff. You took it away from me, and this moment is all that I could think about for the past 11 years.
I haven't taken it yet. Give me another minute. Jeff limped slowly towards Jane. He had been crippled by the hammer, and his blood loss has turned his vision into a blur.
Right now it has.
Jane rose her arms from the sides, and the room around them seemed to be shifting, darkening. The whole house was becoming Jeff's personal hell. His mother and father stood beside Jane as he remembered them, gutted, bloody, dead. You do the father?
Why did you do this to our son? I think that's the voice.
We didn't lie to you. We never did. We were just trying to protect you, honey.
We just wanted to send Lou to prison to get bombed.
Yes.
Like the Joker, our favourite film.
And then Lou chimes in. You could have been with us, Jeff. We're happy and safe where we're at, bro. But sadly, you'll be cleaning toilets in hell.
That is such an irate gamer joke.
We're cleaning toilets in hell. Ghosts are real.
What a fucking.
We've got evidence right here. This is clearly.
I'm a ghost. Ghosts are real. I need the ghost doctor.
Yes, I played Charlie in an abandoned place and nothing fucking happened.
Well, stick that on YouTube.
Yeah.
What a piece of cowabunga shit. Cut after cut from his
What
own...
is this, a marriage?
Cut after cut from his own family. They surround him, chanting, cutting him deeply with saws and screwdrivers from the carpentry house of horror. Jane laughed.
Jeff, how could you do this to me after we had sex last night?
In Jeff's face. And now they all start chanting, Go to sleep! Go to sleep!
Go to sleep.
Yeah, you
I'm not helping.
You get it.
Do you see the pain? Everything you lost. What have you done to yourself? Stop hitting yourself. Do you feel what I felt, Jeff? This is what you've done to everyone else.
The real quick.
Oh yeah, this is what he needs, like, to have a taste
More
of his own medicine. Like, oh no, I realised the error of me ways. This is
Thank you, Ebenezer Scrooge. After a lifetime of being a dick, you get one last chance.
This is what you've done to everyone else.
He had a bad backstory, so he was lonely on the swing, so we need to forgive him.
This monster that you've let your insanity become. This is...
Sound. Stab. All other chanting and music is cut. Only the sound of blood and the burning house.
There needs to be like a record scratch.
Yeah. Burning down the house.
You give me way too much credit, Jane. I don't give a shit.
You.
Oh, he said a rude word.
You.
Shh. Go to sleep. The house burned. Scene 7, Friday. Begins Sweet Dreams, performed by Chris Craft. That's a fun name, Chris Craft. I like saying that. On the cold metal slab of the morgue, before the mortician lay an average... On the cold metal slab of the morgue, before the mortician lay an average height. Punctuation can be
Just
very
put down an
useful.
average height.
Lanky, pale man. The skin of his face is pulled impossibly tight from scarring. His eyes stared, but come on, at the ceiling, never able to close. His mouth is permanently ripped into a smile across his face. This is Jeff, also known as Jeff the Killer.
Homicide, plain and simple. Cause of death, severe blood loss due to disembowelment.
Frank, you can't be serious. I heard they pulled his guy from a fire, right?
Yeah, I read the police report, yeah, but there's not a single burn mark on this guy. Do you see charring? Because I sure don't.
So you're suggesting that someone burned his clothes and then dressed him in and dumped his body in the house after the fire?
I'm suggesting this guy was in one hell of a knife fight before dying of blood loss in that house.
No man can die in a burning building and not get burnt, Frank. I mean, you can. You can. It happens all the fucking time. Like, that's what smoking. That's what the smoke's for killing you.
Well, look at this guy's face, Eli. Does he look like a man anymore to you?
Jeff's eyes refocused on the doctor's face. Credit roll for video during Sweet Dreams. What? I thought this was an audio play. 9 months later, again in the cold, lifeless morgue.
Jeff was pregnant.
With two of the most criminally insane humans to ever walk the earth, in front of the coroner lay a beautiful young black-eyed woman. Dead. What is his fixation on her beauty? Dead. When the police found her body, she was lying on a table, hands and feet chained to it, with a message scrawled in the wall. Don't go to sleep, I will be waiting, says Jeff. So I assume it was the narrator. Cause of death? Childbirth.
What?
Who can say? I have no fucking idea what that means. Normally this would be where I say, let's look at the comments.
I can't wait for Jeff versus Jane versus the son of Jeff and Jane. Like,
let me see if I can look on my...
Well, I clicked on the talk page and it just says, Jane, I'm going to review.
What?
Yeah. So I don't know how to look at comments. Okay, so that was Jeff the Killer versus Jane the Killer, parentheses, audio play. Didn't love it.
I say it was worth the 2-year gap.
The idea of doing a Creepypasta as an audio play isn't a horrible idea. The problem is this is a horrible audio play.
Yeah.
There's way too many stage directions. You should be able to... Of course, you need to give context for, like, what things are in the room and that sort of thing.
But ultimately, a radio play, you should be able to just have the characters talk and have the sound effects and all that. Trust your audience's intelligence. People are smart enough to know what's going on in an audio play. So if I have a door open and then it closes and you hear footsteps in the background, I know the character's left. You don't have to say, the character left. Do you know what I mean? You say, oh, Matt left the house. Like,
Don't need to baby.
Yeah, basically. So trust in the power of sound design and all of that stuff and dialogue to do the play for you. Way too much of a narrator in this. Obviously, it had all the typical hallmarks of creepypasta. Too edgy.
It was shit.
Weird leaping back and forth in time, which we always enjoy in these. It's just a running joke.
And just the at the end where the grammar started, just, like, not the grammar, the spelling just like when, you know, you got hit by a camp.
Yeah, genuinely, it's like the guy's brain started to dribble out of his ear while he was writing. This was written a long time ago. This was written, it doesn't say when, but I know it was in the heyday of Mr. Creepypasta and those guys. You know,
they read it.
All great guys, you know. That,
I just found the actual Mr. Creepypasta, like, they did it 12 years ago.
12 years ago. So we have no idea if the person who...
well, they say this is written by 14-year-olds, so just doing some basic math. They've grown up and probably becoming very embarrassed by it.
Yes, and you know, I don't know if this person is still interested in writing or whatever. Based on this, I wouldn't say that writing is really your forte, but you know, who knows?
It was written by someone called Logo Mausoleum.
Yeah, it wasn't great.
It was okay. It wasn't great. It was downright shit.
Like, you know.
Also, the fact that they decided to have one part in it twice, because I'm pretty sure, like I said, the bit where the home invasion happened at the very beginning of the story. I'm fairly certain we read that because it reminded me of something.
So there's comments, obviously, on the original story. All that's been read on Miss Creepypasta.
Yeah.
So we got someone called 7 years ago. I used to love the Creepypasta stories. In all honesty, I still do. I still run a Jane the Killer page on Facebook, but I hardly post on it anymore because of the fandom. The fandom's attention mostly turned to Five Nights at Freddy's, or they're too young and believe the stories are real. This isn't the fandom I remember. I'm really disappointed. I hate how Jeff was turned into something he's not. This story kept him original. You have even the original Jane with a god mod and is filled with the liquid hate and can change her appearance. I still love this.
Really?
I mean, was the liquid hate thing like?
It takes all sorts to make a world, I guess,
including the people who shouldn't be in it.
Here's a reply. But here's a reply though. I think she just wears a mask. She was infected with liquid hate in Leader Studios creepypasta films.
Yeah, you know what? Shout out.
Let's argue about the fucking canon.
Shout out to our boy.
Yeah.
Yeah, wasn't like I don't know. I remember we read the thing, but I don't remember liquid hate being. Wasn't that in the fucking science one where they were like
Board of Science?
That was the one where she works at Goth IHOP.
Yeah, she works at IHOP, and then like we had to have 3 different government agencies combine their budgets so they could make a super serial killer to take out Jeff the Killer, where a net and a baseball bat could do the same thing.
Yeah, who cares?
I'm just gonna look at the newest comments just to see what people think. Alright, we got I remember listening to this when I was under 10 and freaking out about to be 21. This is crazy. Still love these.
Yeah, the scariest thing about that is you aging.
And that is at Jacob
at Jacob Show.
Yeah, so I knew it.
At least he isn't evil enough to kill a baby.
Awesome. Yeah, I guess that means the story's good.
Yeah.
Thank you very much for watching, and an extra special thank you to our patrons whose names are on the screen. I can't apologize enough for the terrible audio quality on this episode. I've had this microphone since about 2018, and it's definitely on its last legs now. But with the kind donations of our patrons, we will be upgrading the audio equipment again very soon. So thanks for your patience with that one. If you like this video and would like to see some more funny things we've been up to, you can click one of these videos on the screen. There should be 2 of them. 2 if I've done it right. Yeah. Bye. Go away.